The industry has sold you a shortcut that is actually a dead end. The seductive promise of the signal service, convinced that you can achieve financial freedom by outsourcing your thinking to a Telegram group or a Discord call-out channel. But the truth is colder than a failed breakout in a low-volume session. You aren't buying a shortcut, you're buying a lobotomy. You think you're being smart by leveraging someone else's expertise, but in the cold, clinical world of neurobiology, you are engaging in parasitic learning, a state where your brain's pattern recognition centers literally go dormant because you have zero skin in the game for the analysis. Professional trading isn't about the entry. It's about the conviction to hold through the noise, and the one thing that can never be transferred, emailed, or sent via push notification is conviction. When you follow a signal, you are renting a brain you don't own, which means the moment the trade hits a drawdown, you lack the psychological capital to manage it. While the guru is calm because they understand the math behind the move, you are paralyzed with terror because you are holding a black box in a dark room. You are suffering from signal decay, the technical reality that by the time the alert hits your phone and you fumble with your execution, the smart money has already moved, leaving you as the exit liquidity for the very person you're trying to emulate. Inside that skull of yours, your brain is losing its neuroplasticity. Every time you blindly follow an alert, you are training yourself to be a copy machine instead of a predator, weakening the very mental muscles required to sense the tempo and urgency of the tape. To survive, you must initiate the independence protocol, the radical act of cutting the strings and reclaiming your status as a decision maker. This isn't just about pride, it's about the survival of your cognitive function. When you rely on external triggers, you bypass the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, and hand control over to a passive, reactive circuit that cannot handle the pressure of live market fluctuations. Week 1, you leave every signal group and mute every call-out guru on your feed. The silence will be deafening at first, but it is the only way to hear the market's true heartbeat. You need to clear the static to find the frequency. Week 2, you implement active reconstruction, taking a successful trade from the past and reverse engineering the logic until you can see the setup without a guide. This is how you build mental models, the internal library of patterns that elite traders use to make split-second decisions. Week 3, you perform blind execution, taking small-sized trades based only on your own criteria, forcing your brain to accept the weight of the decision and the responsibility of the outcome. You must feel the sting of the loss and the heat of the win to actually learn. Week 4, you develop your own custom edge, a repeatable process that belongs to you and you alone, because in the market survival arena, the only lethal weapon is the one you know how to wield yourself. You need to reach a state where you would rather take a losing trade based on your own logic than a winning trade based on someone else's alert, because the loss teaches you how to survive, but the signal only teaches you how to beg. Professional traders recognize that copy trading is a trap for the naive. They don't want to be told what to do, they want to see what the market is doing. They understand that freedom isn't having someone give you fish, it's the mastery of the spear. You must separate your following self from your leader identity. When you are in the fortress, you are the pilot, not the passenger. The signal trap wants you to stay dependent, paying a monthly fee for the privilege of staying mediocre. The independence protocol demands that you own your mistakes so you can eventually own your results. Every time you rely on an alert, you are effectively paying to stay blind, delaying the inevitable moment where you must face the market alone. Mastery is not found in a shared chat room. It is forged in the silence of your own study, where you learn to read the subtle shifts in order flow and the exhaustion of price at key levels. You are building a relationship with the tape, a dialogue of supply and demand that no third-party alert can translate for you. Stop chasing the alpha of others. The market is a graveyard of people who thought they could get rich on borrowed time and rented brains. Real mastery is quiet, it's independent, and it requires the courage to be wrong on your own terms so you can eventually be right on your own terms. When you cut the strings and trust your own vision, your psychic energy stops leaking into the guru and starts flowing back into your own execution. So, stop being a puppet in the markets and start being the puppet master of your own equity. Stop drowning in the alert noise and start building the skills of an elite predator. If you're ready to cut the strings and finally trade with pure vision, then it is time to subscribe to the Independence Protocol, download our Self-Sovereign Operator Guide, and start hacking away at the dependency until the only person you trust is the one looking back in the reflection. You aren't here for the tips, you're here for the transformation.